Hello, my name is Murphy-Kosoko. Today is August 23rd, 2003. This is a video submission based on what I know of myself in response to the assigned questions. In response to question number 1, a special education teacher's role in supporting students is to set an example of how you would like them to behave, carry themselves, and navigate through everyday life, while also providing them with moments to feel good about themselves, largely through being victorious in educational settings and ensuring that the rope is lowered low enough for them to do so, while giving directions that are easy for them to follow. In response to the second question, the disposition that I currently possess that will help me become a successful educator include being patient, being stern, and very direct. I am not very sure where my patience came from, but I am an extremely patient person. It is one of my favorite qualities about myself. As a mother of 3 boys, I have discovered through interacting with students, I have a very stern voice and demeanor. It can come across as mean occasionally. Lastly, I am very direct. When I say things or when I make suggestions, I very rarely beat around the bush or provide maybe answers. While I am not an individual who seeks out confrontation or disagreeable situations, I do not shy away from them either. Something that I do know that I need to work on is actually the same trait that would enable me to be successful in the classroom. My tone and demeanor can sometimes come across as scary to younger children or children that are raised in households with domineering parents or even abusive parents. I would benefit from softening my tone, working on softening my tone with smiles or inviting facial expressions. An additional disposition that I would benefit from working on would be my student expectations. Occasionally, I have discovered that based on a student's personality, especially those that present as more mature or those that have expansive vocabularies, I tend to have a higher expectation for them than those that are actually fitting for the abilities that the student possesses. So that is something that I know that I could work on. I have found that when I'm able to carry on conversations with students that use words that are a little bit bigger than their respective age, I tend to have higher expectations of them. Even students that have a higher sense of humor than what would be warranted for their age, I tend to have higher educational expectations of them. In response to the third question, personal biases could affect educators' expectations by having too low or too high expectations of certain students based on age, race, or again, maturity. Meeting students where they are and not falling back on what we view as the norm for that group or, that race, that age, that gender, would only serve to harm students in their as well as their educational experiences. These biases could affect student relationships by making it difficult for students to open up to the educator or even effectively listen to the things that the educator is saying or trust that teacher. These same biases could affect parent relationships with the educator, as parents too can become closed off from the teacher, withholding information that could be crucial to helping the student or not following through with suggestions that were given by the teacher. I think that that's one of the biggest drawbacks in education, is that when you don't have the parental support through fault of your own or through no fault of your own. So personal biases could definitely affect an educator's expectation.